Alright, what's up guys? Rocking the new Sports Geek t-shirt just came in today. Ready to do some PGA picks for the Genesis Open, formerly known as the Northern Trust. So again, I've got 4 picks here this week. Last week my 4 picks weren't great. 2 of them made the cut, 2 of them missed the cut, no high finishes. So try to look to improve on that this week. So I've got 4 picks. They're all going to be below 9K. I think there's lots of great picks above 9K as well. Jordan Spieth at 12,600 should be popular. Matsuyama, again, good pick. Dustin Johnson. So I think there's some clear, solid plays up there, but we're going to look at a couple of cheaper guys. So my 4 picks for this week, Justin Rose, 8,400. Francisco Molinari, 7,800. Brandon Steele, 7,100. And Adam Hadwin, 6,600. So I'll go over why I like those guys, looking at the Fantasy Labs tools. And then if you guys have questions, you guys can kind of ask throughout or ask at the end, and I'll try to answer some questions before I get off the live YouTube video. So starting off, Justin Rose. I've got Fantasy Labs pulled up on my computer up here. Looking at his course history, last year 16th, 2014 45th. 2012 13th, 2011 9th. So over his last 4 times here, he's finished 16th or better 3 of 4 times. So pretty good course history. And then if you look at his game log or his recent form, 39th at Pebble Beach. Before that, 4th at Farmers, 2nd at the Sony Open. So very good form, and I can't believe he's 8,400. I would expect him to be at least 9,500, maybe closer to 10,000. So Justin Rose, my first pick. Francesco Molinari, 7,800. Not great course history here. 52nd, missed cut, and 40th in his last 3 times. I believe those might be his only 3 times here. It's all that's showing up on Fantasy Labs. So three recent performances here that weren't great, but look at his game log here, and he's in great form. 14th his last time out at the Farmers. 12th at the Career Builder, 4th at the DP World Tour, 4th at the Shriners Hospital Children Open, 6th at the HSBC Champions, and then 1st at the Italian Open back in September. So he's been playing really great golf more recently, and I'm going to kind of throw out the course history out the window for him at his price, 7,800. I think he's a great play. Next up, Brandon Steele, 7,100. Pretty solid course history. He had a 10th here in 2014. 14th in 2015 and 39th last year. But what I like about him more than his course history is his recent performances. Phoenix Open, 16th place. Farmers Insurance Open, 20th. Career Builder, 6th. Tournament of Champions, 6th. So great current form. Hits the ball far ways. Good player, and just 7,100. I think it's way too cheap for him. I think he's going to be popular. I've already heard people talk about him. But I think he's a great play as well. And then my last one, Adam Hadwin, 6,600. Course history is great. The last 2 years, his only 2 years playing here, 22nd and then 16th last year. His game log, 39th at Pebble Beach last weekend, 12th at the Phoenix Open the weekend before, 49th at the Farmers, 2nd at the Career Builder where he shot a 59, and 10th at the OHL Classic. So again, great form, way too cheap for how good of a player he is and how good he's been playing lately. And then he also seems to like the course as well. So those are my 4 picks: Rose, Molinari, Steele, and Hadwin. So if you guys have any questions here, let me just scroll up. Who was that? I'm not sure who you're talking about. You can rewatch the video after. Someone said Rose. Yeah, so that was the first guy I talked about, was Rose. So if you guys missed any of that, you guys can rewatch this video on YouTube after. Yeah, someone said loving Steele and Rose this week. I think a lot of people will be on those 2 guys. They're both playing great. They have pretty good course history, and they're way too cheap. So I think the pricing's a little weird this week. There's a lot of really good golfers that are cheap. So I think ownership might be spread out a little bit, but I think there's a couple guys like Rose stands out at 8,400. Steele at 7,100 stands out. Hadwin in the 6,000 range stands out to me. So I think some of those guys will be popular, but I think it's going to be spread out a little bit. Someone said Phil this week. Yeah, I really like Mickelson again this week. I had him last week. He didn't finish off well on the weekend, but still had lots of birdies, and he does like this course. So I'll be on Mickelson as well. JB Holmes, yeah, like him, like Howell. Someone said Dustin the Bomber, the favorite. He's one of the top favorites. I'd have to check the betting odds. I believe he's maybe a little behind Spieth, maybe a little behind Matsuyama. I didn't really pay attention to that because I won't be betting the favorites here. But those three guys are pretty much the three top guys. And then you got Jason Day. You've got Adam Scott back in action. He might be a little bit under the radar. But I think those are the five guys that are over 10K this week. Do I fade people with high ownership? If I like the golfer, I won't fade him because of high ownership. If I'm kind of iffy on someone, or someone is kind of like borderline play for me, and I think he'll be high owned, that's when I'll fade them. So if it's someone I really like the price, I think he's really underpriced, then I don't really worry about ownership. Any other questions here? How about JT coming off 2 wins? Yeah, Justin Thomas is another guy who looks way too cheap. If you look at him, 9,600 compared to how he's been playing. But he doesn't have great course history here, 41st and 54th, and he is coming off a missed cut at the Phoenix Open. But before that, he won twice in a row, so I think he does make a good play. Yeah, I'll recap my picks in a second before I sign off. Sergio Garcia, someone said, and Bubba. This guy believes there'll be top 10 finishes. I could see that. Bubba has great course history here. Let me check. He's won here twice, pretty recently. Garcia won on the European Tour most recently, and I think he's 9,300, so I think he's underpriced as well. Definitely going to be a popular play. Bubba won here last year and in 2014, and then finished 14th in 2015 too. So yeah, Bubba has great course history. His recent form, missed cut at Phoenix, 25th at Tournament of Champions, and 54th at the HSBC Champions. So that's going to scare away a lot of people. Kind of scares me away a little bit, but I think him coming back to this course might help him get his game back. So I think he could be a good play this week. Would I suggest you play double ups or heads up with one single team per week, or spread out? It all depends on your strategy. Usually I would probably just stick with your best optimal lineup, and if you're going to play a couple heads up matches, you might want to throw just one lineup into a couple of them. And same with double ups, I'd probably just throw in one lineup into the double ups. But different guys have different strategies. You can mix it up, maybe put a slightly different team in the same contest or in different contests at different levels. Will I be doing these for MLB? Yeah, maybe occasionally when that kicks off in a couple months. But right now, just PGA for me. We might have some more video content if you guys are enjoying it. We might have it over at the Sports Geek as well. So definitely check that out. Check out thesportsgeek.com for Jeff's article, which is up. Alex's article is going up tonight probably, and same with Keegan's betting picks article. So check those out if you haven't already. Someone's asking for NBA picks. Those are at the Sports Geek as well. So I'm going to sign off, guys. Just finishing building some lineups myself. But to recap, my four guys: Justin Rose, Francesco Molinari, Brandon Steele, and Adam Hadwin. So if you guys enjoy these live YouTube videos, make sure you click that thumbs up button. Let me know, and I'll try to do these weekly. All right, good luck this week, guys. Cheers.